That's cool. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Yeah. Come back in and then we will begin. I say by all means, patch your banner down and stuff if you want, lads.
I'll do it quietly.
Quietly.
Oh, apologies for barking like a dog earlier as well, folks.
Yeah, indeed. Solid dog. I did wonder what was going on.
You did a very good impression.
We all thought Alex had hypnotised you in the break. We'll hypnotise you.
Did I pass, so?
The woman outside said she didn't mind.
Everybody pass.
You've got your leg up against the wall, so I keep off.
We're in for the final hour. Hey. Fantastic. So, congratulations on passing your exam. Now, obviously, when people see that picture and ask you kind of what did you do to get to the point where you passed an exam, got these diplomas, because then they might see that you've got more than one because you've got several you can immediately frame in a nice heavy wooden frame for perception. There's more in the members area as well if you choose. This is an example of the kind of thing to say to the newspapers to get yourself coverage locally because you just passed the exam and local boys going to help people type, you know. And also the way to answer people when they're trying to question how much training you've had to be able to do what you do. And every word of it is truthful.
Have you got that in here?
It will, well, it'll be in the members area, won't it, before the end of the week because these videos will. But yeah, it is somewhere in there. I just can't off the top of my head remember where. But I'll have a look tomorrow and remember what messaging private members group. But this sort of statement says it all. After already receiving over 300 plus hours of training in all areas of clinical hypnosis, neuro-linguistic programming, psychological mind sciences, and Dr. Jonathan Royle's own treatment methods of complete mind therapy and mind-emotion liberation techniques, I have just attended an examination weekend and am delighted to have passed with a 94% pass mark, which is well above the norm. I am now proud to have become a certified hypnotherapy, NLP, MELT and CMT practitioner with qualifications which were approved, endorsed and accredited by the Mind Care Organisation UK, the NLP Association UK and Personal Development Associates USA. I also feel lucky to have trained with award-winning hypnotist and Hypnosis Hall of Fame member Dr. Jonathan Royle. Something along those lines, psychologically, is a massive suggestion. And it's true, because before you came here today, I gave you your username and password to the Yes Course members area, within which there are over 300 hours of training videos. None of which, you don't need to watch all of them, you just watch the ones relevant to what you want to specialise in. But nonetheless, you've still received over 300 hours of training, haven't you? Truly, you can honestly say that knowing you are not lying. And you'd already received it before you came to this examination weekend, which implies this was the final exam after 300 hours of study. Which is true, but most people would perceive that as a final exam after having done 300 hours of study, rather than just having received access to. But it's totally truthful and provable in any court of law were it ever necessary, because you've using names and passwords have been active since before this course. Fact. And all the fancy titles, complete mind therapy. Well, it's just getting that orange. You've got the script, but ultimately, the reason I called it complete mind therapy is because I packed so many different things into it that it's complete and nothing's missing. So it's a suggestion in itself. Complete mind therapy. CMT as well, the short version of it, the acronym, sounds a bit like CBT, which has a kind of clinical, medical connotation to it.
That's it, yeah.
Mind emotion liberation techniques I came up with. MELT, M-E-L-T. Mind emotion liberation techniques help your clients melt their problems away. The Mind Care Organisation Limited. You're dealing with the mind, you're caring for them. You're approved and endorsed by the Mind Care Organisation. It sounds medical, it sounds good, it's a powerful suggestion. Dr. Jonathan Royle. Well, I don't know whether you... It sounds like you've been taught by someone who's bloody medical when they're not, because I'm not claiming I am, because I'm not. But if you want a doctor before your name legally, just go to the Universal Life Church, type in Universal Life Church into Google, and you can get ordained online legally with the Universal Life Church, which will entitle you to perform pretty much all religious ceremonies, including marriages, except for circumcisions. Forgot about that. In pretty much all states of America. But it is legal still to use the title Reverend once you're ordained, because you will be an ordained Reverend of the Universal Life Church. You can then take their Doctor of Divinity course, which is about $47, which is a bit like the Brian Howard course in so much as they send you an exam, but you've got the 40-odd page PDF there on your computer with all the answers in. So you'll end up ultimately with a Doctor of Divinity diploma from the Universal Life Church, which then means you legally can use the title Doctor because you have got a religious degree from the Universal Life Church. The fact that people may perceive that as something more than it is, well, hey, that's just the power of suggestion.
You do have to pay if you want the certificate that says you're a doctor. It's not, you can't have
No, you only have to, well, no, you pay for the course, it's $47.
Yeah, but it's only rated online. If you don't, you can actually pay the certificate, say you've registered as a doctor or something.
No, you're getting confused. You register as an ordained reverend, you can download a digital certificate that you print out. Or you can choose, you can on the Universal Life Church.
I can find that, I can only find, it showed it online, but got
Right.
through it.
Well, you can. If you register, I'll have to send you, but you genuinely you can. I know,
The American one you can, but the English one's a bit different.
oh well, go on the American.
Yeah,
That's the one I took, yeah. The monastery.org or something. But it's worth paying $20 to have the bloody bit cardboard sent to you if it looks good on the wall. But anyway, that's how you get your doctorate. Cheapest way of legally being able to call yourself doctor if you so desire.
Well,
You will have alphabet soup, letters after your name, because you'll be MA, PHP, member of the Association of Professional Hypnotherapists and Psychotherapists. If you want the certificate for that, print it out from the members area. It's got an electronic signature on it. That's put your name on, job done. And you will have MRIHP, member of Royal Institute of Hypnotherapy and Psychotherapy. Or you could put DCMT, Diploma in Complete Mind Therapy, or DMELT, Diploma in Mind Emotional Liberation Techniques. Or if you want, you can put DHP, which is Diploma in Hypnotherapy and Psychotherapy. All the worthless bits of paper in the members area for you to print out if you want. But when I say worthless, they're incredibly worthwhile if you put them in a frame that's nice, chunky and thick on the wall and it's a perception.
You know the dash one?
What are the letters again? M-A-P, I can't see them from here. I need my
Sorry,
glasses.
this.
Yeah.
MAPHP. Member Association Professional Hypnotherapist and Psychotherapist. And the other one's MRIHP, which is Member Royal Institute of Hypnotherapy and Psychotherapy.
MRIHP.
Yeah.
Yep, got it.
And as I say, people do quite often get my name R-O-Y-L-E mixed up with R-O-Y-A-L. Even when it's spelled right, which you should spell it right, otherwise you're misleading. But people can psychologically perceive it as being some royal approved association. It also helps if people type in my name and put in award-winning hypnotist or Hypnosis Hall of Fame. It'll now come up with the press release, it'll come up with YouTube video, it'll come up on Monday, because it goes live on Monday. Rochdale Online are doing an article on it, which then will get picked up by Manchester Evening News and get picked up by others. So there'll be credibility online if people go searching to find out, is your teacher really an award-winning hypnotist? That further then amplifies the perception in you that you must be really good at what you do. Now, ideally you will use your certificates. They're dated tomorrow, by the way. Tomorrow's date, so it gives you an extra 24 hours to get ready. You contact your local newspaper on Tuesday, for example, and say, I've just passed an exam after receiving 300 hours of training. I went to the examination weekend. And by then you've got the picture online to download to give them a picture. Do you want to run a story? Here's, if they ring me, that's why I say 94%. That way I don't forget what to say. Right? Whoever rings me, any newspaper, it'll be, yeah, they passed with 94% success rate. Hundreds, fucking ridiculous. 94%. Good. And he said, it's more than the norm. It must be true, it says so on there.
What do you mean?
I would prefer, if you tell your local newspaper, you're trained, you've got the certificate, if they want to validate that that's true, give them my telephone number. When they ring or email me, I will confirm you did pass the exam after receiving 300 hours of study previously, before the examination weekend, and that you passed at a 94% success rate.
That'll really work for me in Canada because, you know, I came to England.
Oh yeah, of course, that's massive leverage, I believe, of course it is. And the Mindcare Organisation UK, it was like, wow. So yeah, we're using that as leverage for you.
Can I have 96 because I invented something then?
2 extra points.
That's why you got 94. Or else you've been on 30.
It's so that I don't forget. It's so I consistently say the right thing to the media if they ring for me to validate. So I say the right thing to make you guys look good, okay? Because that's all it is, it's playing a game.
I must admit you've done your homework, buddy.
Oh, I have. Now you're also, automatically, it's not mentioned in there, but you are also approved, you are approved and endorsed by the Mindcare Organisation Limited because my business colleague owns that limited company name. The NLP Association UK, I have got on file emails from them that say anyone who's done my courses can say they're approved and endorsed. My courses were approved and endorsed by them, as do Personal Development Associates in USA. What I've missed off was the NLPPA, which is the Neuro-Linguistic Programming Practitioners Association, nothing to do with me, it's one of my ex-students, has also said that they approved and endorsed my training.
They did?
Yeah, so you've also got like more winky-wanky bits of
So
shine.
how about we need our masters in NLP? Because you got to have your first practitioner to get the master.
Fuck off!
But that's what I say, right?
Yeah, well, Richard Van, absolute shite. Better than that. In the members area, if you want to print it out, go to where it says diplomas, there's an advanced master practitioner. There is. Ready for you to print out and walk on the wall. It's fine.
There's people off.
It's perfectly fine. There is. In fact, you know, in the members area, I'll tell you now what you've got in the members area in the diploma section. You've got the ones you've already got. So if for some reason you were too busy this week to get yourself in your local newspaper, you've got to travel back to Canada, you might want to, at the end of the week, print out the certificates, which have got a digital signature on anyway, and then put on the date, literally just like you've received it through. You know what I mean? If you were leaving it a month, because you were going on a cruise or something, and then you were coming back, you could create a certificate that you've just passed. Because when you've just passed within the previous week, then it's news. And because you live locally, it's a local news story. But yeah, certificates in the members area that you've got access to are Celebrity Lifestyle Consultant, Corporate Stress Management Consultant, Member of the Association of Professional Hypnotherapists and Psychotherapists, including the Association of Complete Mind Therapists. Member of the Association of Professional Stage Hypnotists, including the professional organisation of stage hypnotists. DASH, which is Diploma in Advanced Stage Hypnotism. Diploma in Complete Mind Therapy. Diploma in Hypnotherapy and Psychotherapy. Diploma in Hypnotic Method Acting, which you can use if you wanted to work with actors, hypnotise them and tell them that when they press this finger and thumb together they can feel anger, this one emotions, and help them learn a script. If you wanted to do that, look at the Secrets of Hypnotic Success videos in the private members area where I teach how to make money and structure that and how to run hypnotic method acting if you wanted to do that. In fact, all of these I explain how to use to the best of their potential in the Secrets of Hypnotic Success video set in the members area. But there's also Diploma in Movie Therapy, Rapid Results Pain Control Consultant, Past Life Regression Therapist, Rapid Phobia Removal Therapist, Psychic Life Counsellor, Advanced Psychosexual Therapist, Specialist Relationships Counsellor, Hypnotic Seduction Instructor, Master Hypnotic Consultant, and Qualified Yogic Instructor, which is YOG-HYP, a combination of yoga.
So all of that's on the members area?
Yeah, and you go to the bit that says Diplomas and Certificates, click on there, download the zip files, print them out. Most of them have got digital signatures. If they haven't, you just squiggle Jonathan Royal.
I think some are in Word and some are in PDF, aren't
Some are in PDF, some are in Microsoft Publisher.
they? Publisher, sorry.
But the publisher ones, you just go on the publisher website, you sign up for the 30-day free trial, you print them out, and then you cancel your free trial.
You can do it online, you can put a published file online, it'll generate it.
No good just generating it. You've got to have the publisher software, because they're editable. They've got a name in them already. If you do that, it'll print it out, and it'll say Paul McKenna, because to take a piss, it's got the name Paul McKenna in it at the minute, it's the award recipient. But you go in and highlight it in Microsoft Publisher, you delete that and put your own name in, and then print them out, so you have to do the free trial. But you've got all them. But the thing is, all of those things you genuinely can do because they all work for exactly the reasons you've learnt this weekend. Okay? So, I suggest rather than being a hypnotherapist, you call yourself a hypnotic consultant because a consultant has a mental connotation. You go to see the consultant and it has a connotation of you being better than a normal doctor and therefore it's worth more money. Make sure you get the client to invest money. When a client books with me, I always take 50% non-returnable booking deposit up front, so they're committed.
Non-refundable.
Non-refundable. They're paying for my time. The treatment comes free. They're booking my time. If they mess me around, don't show up, they've wasted my time, so they don't get any money back. I personally charge £500 for a session. A session, if you do the CMT approach, is realistically it will take you 52 minutes to read that script from start to finish, out loud. And then you've got to be nice to them, hello, shake the hand, take the money, this, that, the other. You're talking about by the time you've got them in, got rid of them, an hour and a half. I used to charge £250 a session until towards the end of last year. Now I've put it up to 500 quid, because I don't particularly like doing it. I can't be asked, but that's irrelevant. When you're starting out, don't think just because you're starting out you can't charge a sizable amount. Find what they're charging in your area and charge more. And if they're only charging 35, 40 quid, it doesn't matter. If you market yourself right, if you've got a good website, you've got a powerful leaflet, for example, that you can distribute free of charge in hairdressers, beauty salons, and all the places where women go that already spend money on personal care, getting their nails done, so they already spend money on self-improvement. And that is an example of a leaflet. You've got one in your folder. The design's my copyright, the printing Stu does. Stu is licensed to print them for you with your website address, with your telephone number, at a price that is comparable with, at the very least, but usually more competitive than pretty much any printer in Europe. A key secret with this is that the leaflet is nice, thick and glossy, so that's got a non-verbal suggestion of quality rather than the cheap, floppy one you get through your door. It feels better, that in itself justifies the cost. These things, it's what's known in NLP as ramping up the pain. So they see it. Scaredy cat! Arr! Does your fear or phobia hold you back in life? Do you get scared of things that others just laugh at? Wish you could truly feel free and fully in control at all times? Contact us today about the fast phobia cure.
And how much does this cost, you said?
These leaflets, to get the licence for them. Now, if you're in Canada, obviously shipping thousands of these leaflets would be ridiculously expensive from England. So you better have to speak to Stuart, and he will put your own website address on, your own telephone number, but essentially the leaflet will be the same, which is proven to work.
Slight change in size.
You can do a slight change in size for Canada because of the leaflet delivery services out there, but it's the same design, and you'll just pay a licence that allows you to get the files to then go and have them printed wherever you want. But that's
Files from who?
Stuart, yeah.
Okay.
He's the only printer, well, the only person that I licensed to amend this and stuff. I designed this psychologically to do the heads in, upset them, to capture their attention. So, you know, fed up with pain, ouch, he says it all, it's got the colours. Does your long-term health problem or disability cause you pain? Fed up with the side effects of drugs? Wish you could live a happier, stress and pain-free life and find out more about natural, drug-free pain relief. Or for smoking. So skull, cigarette through it, stop smoking. Smoke, choke, death, disease. Do you want to die before your loved ones? Fed up being a drug addict? Want more money to help make your wildest dreams come true? Then call now to stop smoking with ease. Eliminate the addiction to smoking with ease. Tips of suggestion. It wraps up the pain, it gives them the solution, which is to ring you. Fed up being fat? And a hippo on weighing scales. That's how people with negative self-image feel. So give them the picture and go, yeah, that's me. Yeah. Want to be proud of the person you see in the mirror? Tired of useless diets that don't work? Want to be the slim, sexy envy of all who know you? Then find out more about the proven weight management system used successfully by some of the world's top celebrities. Everything we spoke about, people need it. Well, at the end of the day, all you do is, whatever they contact you for, and there's a bit on about, warning! Oh, what's this? Our expert consultants can also help you overcome confidence issues and many other of life's problems. Remember that every day you don't contact us is another day of your life wasted. Call now for more information. It does what it needs to. It catches the eye, attention. They read it, it creates interest. Desire and emotional manipulation, action, ring up or go on the website. But then you do need a good website. And in this day and age, if you don't have a website, you're seen as some sort of wannabe that's not serious. Some of you have already got that now, others can get it from Stu. And if you use your raffle tickets, you get 50 quid off this week. From the already discounted price. So, oh yeah, I'm not going to cover all this because I won't have time before 5:30. But it's fine, because you don't need to do anymore. You need to actually take action and do something. But if you did need to know more, it's in the members area. However, one thing I am going to show you most definitely is probably one of the single most beautiful things you'll ever learn therapeutically is this. I'll do it as though I'm doing it, and I'll kind of break it down. Didn't even have to say anything, I just pointed. You're now responding to suggestions. Brilliant. Take a seat. Thank you very much, John. Or James, which do you prefer?
James.
Jack.
James is the son, John is the mother.
Oh, right, okay. What I would like you to do, take a nice deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. Just close your eyes down. For the purposes of this little exercise, I want you to imagine, get a sense and a feeling of something in the past that's really naffed you off, pissed you off, upset you, or something that was negative in the past, okay? Try and get a sense of an image of that, so that if on a scale of 0 to 10, I was to ask you, that it'd be something that was quite high, emotionally charged, okay? And when you've got a sense and feeling of that, just tell me and open your eyes.
Yeah.
Okay, so on a scale of 0 to 10, okay, 0 down here, nothing, And 10 up here, the worst it ever was in the past, like ripping your hair out. Really, really, really bad up here.
9.
A 9, okay? A 9. Okay, take your right hand, take your 2 top fingers like that. Okay, just tap where the psychic third eye is, what do you call it, 3 times. 1, 2, 3. The base chakra near the bottom of the belly button. Oh gosh, fluffing the t-shirt, terrible. 1, 2, 3. The right shoulder, 1, 2, 3. Your left shoulder, 1, 2, 3. Right, but we'll get it right this time. So 1, 2, 3. Base chakra, 1, 2, 3. Your right shoulder, 1, 2, 3. Your left shoulder, 1, 2, 3. Your top leg, 1, 2, 3. Now hum happy birthday. Now just close your eyes and try to get a sense of a feeling like it was before in the past when it used to bother you, that thing. Like it was before when it was a 9, but notice the differences now since you've done that. Okay, get a sense of a feeling of that as it is now. Just open your eyes, look at me. Bearing in mind that before a 10's up here, the worst it ever was, and it was at a 9, but down here, look at me, down here is 0, gone completely, nothing. What number down now would you say you've got to?
A 5.
A 5, already to a 5, that's amazing. For the purposes of this demonstration, that's all we need to do. Thank you very much. So we've already made a change. Give a round of applause. If I did that again, we could get a 5 emotional intensity down to a 4 maybe, or a 3. If we wanted to, we could get it to 0, but generally we just get it to a low enough number and then say, do you feel it's at a level that's appropriate enough now that it wouldn't bother you in the future if you were to think about it? But the technique is this. I'm verbally cueing a person. I'm going, look, on a scale of 0, look at the physical action, on a scale of 0, down here being nothing, no issue whatsoever. But up here, number 10, the worst it has ever been in the past, almost like ripping your hair out, really bad. How high up is that number now? I'm basically saying, say a high number, so that they do. I do whatever important seeming ritualistic process, it doesn't matter, you can make one up, or go through the CMT set. And at the end, you can go, right, you know that before it was a 10 up there, the worst it ever was, and you said it was like a 9 up there, but down here, right now is 0, nothing, gone completely. How much lower is that number right now? It's kind of saying, don't give them much choice but to say a lower number. And the moment they do, they're saying them to themselves, it's changed positively. And if you did it again and go, look, every time they say it to themselves, they then are creating a new belief that it's changed. It is as simple as that, like we talked about with the pyramid, that's negatively the wrong way, so the person is unbalanced. It can be that easy to just knock it in the right spot so it falls over. And you could say I've used embedded commands, because the second time round I'm going, down here is 0, nothing, gone completely. Down here, 0, nothing, gone completely. Embedded command is that the issue's gone completely. Makes sense with everything we've learned. I love that. Whatever ritualistic process you do, they end up being forced to end up saying a lower number, even if it's only 1 digit lower. They feel obliged to, but 1 digit's enough for them to start the process in their mind, of their mind believing something's changed, and that's all we're doing, changing things. So then you could go through a different ritualistic process to get them to get the lower number until you get a low enough number that they go, wow, I don't have the phobia anymore, I can up the spider.
And all that was just a diversion, kind of.
Just a mind distraction. Some people do 2 or 3 week long courses and call them emotional freedom technique, thought field therapy, or other crazy names, and they say that they're teaching you specific pressure points on the body, meridians to tap. And there's different algorithms, they call it, different orders to tap them for different issues. Bullshit. Right?
DMT.
The guy who came up with TFT, thought field therapy, Roger Callahan, he's one of his students called Gary Craig, then decided he wanted to run his own courses, so somebody devised his own version and called it emotional freedom technique.
And Robert Smith. EMT.
Yeah. They're just different names, that's what they are. But they apparently genuinely tell you that they say, they claim, there's different places to tap. I always tap in the same fucking places because I can't be bothered remembering different algorithms when I know meridian therapy is bullshit, as will you if you read the books I told you to, right? Okay, so I remember it this way. Spectacles, or psychic third eye. Spectacles, testicles, wallet, and watch. I can't believe I'm saying this, and they're paying me for it. And it amuses me every time I do it. It's just a mind distraction, that's all it is. But I just think it works. It's what I use in the real world, it genuinely does work. So, what is MELT, Mind Emotion Liberation Techniques? Well, I'll be honest with you, whereas Complete Mind Therapy, CMT, is a script for you where you've got the audio CD and you've got the script to print out and you can listen to it and read it and learn it and use that for all your clients. MELT is something that I don't know why, but one day I just came up with, MELT. That could stand for Mind Emotion Liberation Techniques. And you could have a logo that was like ice, the letters M-E-L-T, that's slightly melting, and you could have a strap line of let your problems melt away. What a great suggestion, looks nice for advertising. What is it for? Has anyone ever seen Alan Partridge? Steve Coogan's comedy creation, Alan Partridge. And there's one of them where he's pitching a new TV show to the head of the BBC in a restaurant area. And they're going, sorry Alan, sorry, and it's going to be, sorry Steve Coogan, this is the worst Alan Partridge impression ever. So you'll have to make it up in your own head. But it truly goes, we can't give you another series, Alan. There will not be a series 2 of Knowing Me, Knowing You, or whatever the chat show was apparently called. And he goes, ha ha! I have other ideas! And Tony Hare, the BBC executive character, and he goes, oh, come on then, Alan, we're always looking for interesting new ideas that might get good viewing figures. And he goes, arm wrestling with Chaz and Dave. Very cheap, do it on a pub car park. And the BBC guy's like, no, I don't think so, Alan. He goes, shame, they were very much into it. And then he's clutching the straws and he comes out with these different titles. He goes, ha ha, Inner City Sumo. Again, we can do it on a pub car park. Producing it, no. Anything else, Alan, because I've got to go in there. He goes, ha ha, yes. A partridge amongst the pigeons. And the producer, thinking this might be some kind of nature programme or something, which they need more of, goes, oh, what's that, Alan? And he goes, well, to be honest, it's just a title at this stage. And that's what MELT was originally, it was just a title and a nice logo, but you could put on stuff, and it didn't matter, because you could just tell them that that's what Complete Mind Therapy was. And then I thought, fuck it. Exchange work, you have to change something. So, you can actually get them to go through this important seeming ritual, hypnotise them deep in the trance, and then suggest to them to imagine in their mind's eye, giving a name to that problem, issue, habit or phobia or whatever that they once had in the past, disassociation. Give it a name, and then spell that name in their mind as though it's a sculpture made of ice, that are making the letters, making the word. Then get them to imagine in their mind's eye in a way that feels right for them. It's up to them whether they want to use a box of matches, a blowtorch, a flamethrower or whatever. Going along one by one, melting the letters, heating them up so they melt and drain away, gone completely. And that each letter goes so they feel so much better than they did and so on. You get the idea? And it can become that ritual. So that's what MELT is. If ever you get asked. It's a creative visualization technique. If that's what Complete Mind Therapy is, the bullshit I've got on websites is that Complete Mind Therapy, and this is in the members area, Complete Mind Therapy is a unique formulation sounds medical, a unique formulation of the most powerful and effective elements of clinical hypnotherapy, NLP, meridian therapies, creative visualization, and other cutting-edge psychological mind sciences. Sounds pretty fucking impressive, doesn't it? It sounds better than what most hypnotherapists are offering for certain. It's complete, there's nothing missing. It's bullshit. You're selling a placebo effect. Make it a bloody good one. Yeah, in NLP they do a thing where they say, change the modalities on stuff and sub-modalities. Well, I just simply sum that up as change the colour, texture, shape and direction. This is a technique. But you can say to someone, close your eyes, or hypnotise them and then deepen the trance and then say, think of your problem. On the count of 3, when I click my fingers, you'll just put your hand on the area of your body where you feel that problem or issue starts, that feeling, you know, if it's a phobia, when you panic or whatever, or that desire, craving for food, or use your common sense to fill in the blank, and now put my hand somewhere. Instead, this time on the count of 3, when I click my fingers, I want you to imagine it's almost as if you can pull out that thing from within you and get them to do it. And they say, this time I want you to imagine in your mind's eye looking down, and you'll be able to tell me what shape that is, and they give you a shape. And you then ask them what colour it is, and they give you a colour. And you ask them what's it feel like, is it smooth, rough, shiny or whatever, and they answer. And then you say to them, oh, okay, so that's what was causing your issue of fill in the blank with what they come with. So now we need to change it, we've learned that, that's what you do. So, in a way that feels right for you, I want you to imagine changing the way that feels. So if they said it was prickly, you've got to improvise here based on what they say, but if they said it was prickly maybe, you go, well, how can we make it no longer prickly so we can't bother you, worry you or concern you as it once did in the past? Perhaps imagine sandpapering it down, or blowtorching the prickles off, or cutting them off, it's up to you, but on the count of 3, imagine in your mind's eye making that object smooth instead. Or if they said it was smooth, you might want to tell them to make it rough. The point is to make it the opposite, something different. We learned that already. So they make them change the way it feels, okay? A feeling is not necessarily reality unless they believe it is. Change the way it feels. And in your mind's eye, this time when I click my fingers, change the colour. What colour do you think it needs to be okay? Get them to name a colour. Then say this time when I click my fingers, imagine painting it or coating it in sticky back plastic. Or using, it doesn't matter, but change the colour of it. And then, okay, what shape is it currently? It's a square, they say, or they say it's a triangle, it doesn't matter, whatever they say, take it and go. So what shape would it need to be for you to know positively within yourself that what used to bother you in the past, disassociation, could no longer bother you, worry you or concern you as it once did? And they say a shape. They kind of enter into a contract. Then you say, okay, on the count of 3, imagine whether it's moulding it like plasticine, whether it's whacking it with a hammer or taking a saw and chiseling bits off. Whatever feels right for you, imagine changing the shape of that so it's now whatever they just said. And any of the shit that's left over, throw it away, exactly. So then they're left with, where they started off with, say, a prickly triangle that was red, it ends up being a smooth, round, blue thing. At which point we say, now, you know that this can no longer bother you, worry you or concern you as it once did in the past, because it no longer feels the same, looks the same, it's just completely different. So on the count of 3 this time, but this new you, the way you have now become and continue to be, back where it belongs. And you get them to physically imagine putting it back in, bring them round, do the subs, 0 to 10. What number is it? 0, going completely down here. They will feel different, because it's impossible not to. If you change something, the feeling changes. If the feeling changes, the thought and emotion changes. Is everything we covered? It is as simple as that. That is what change work is. Does that make sense? These are things you can do on TV. The truth is, well, I've only ever used them on TV or radio shows, because the rest of the bloody time, when people come to me and are paying money, I get rapport, I do a convincer, and the convincers I use in therapy are quite simply the magnetic fingers, and then the eyes follow the thumb, because that gives them physical, tangible evidence that you can cause a change in their life like that, which makes them believe that, well, if you can do that in that, what's he going to do in the next 45, 50 minutes, which is the length of time it takes to read the script for CMT. Which, in that script, I'm not going to read it out, because obviously it takes 53 minutes, we've only got 25, but you've got the induction, Yes. Self-explanatory, you'll hear it on the CD. But I just want to briefly tell you what the therapeutic elements of this are. Rather than having a course on one therapeutic element, or using one in complete mind therapy, I have put everything in. Some approaches say just disassociate from the past. Others say just install a compelling new future. Others say just heighten their self-confidence, self-image. Fucking do them all! Then whichever one's most relevant to that individual is the one they'll latch onto and be helpful for them. So we've got ego strengthening therapy in there, which is making them feel good. That's all the love, wanted, needed, appreciated stuff we talked about. We've got direct suggestion therapy, which is, but it's worded in such a way that it can apply to anything. They fill in the blanks. So for example, realising now that from this moment forward each morning you'll awaken with an inner warm glow of confidence. A renewed optimism to life, a more positive attitude to get things done. You'll notice that every day, in every way, you find it so much easier to deal with events and situations. Which ones would have bothered you greatly in the past, realising, however, now that from this moment forward within you is a large inner reservoir of willpower. I'm not going to keep going on. This is written, and the comments are in there. If you listen to the CD, I'm doing much better on the CD than I just did then. And there's a reason for that, because I've not read this script in about 5 years. That doesn't mean I haven't done therapy sessions in 5 years, it means I've not read the script. And it also doesn't mean I've remembered the script. I'll tell you what I do in a minute. And you've got those elements are already in it. Finger and thumb, ring of confidence. In NLP they call this anchoring. We get them to visualise a time in their life when they were on top of the world, fantastic, all positive emotions heightened, and then they press the finger and thumb together and anchor it. So at any time in the future, if they should ever have any element of doubt whatsoever, or a craving, if it's a food thing, they can press their finger and thumb together. That fires off the emotional filing cabinet pattern matching trigger of them feeling good, so it helps them deal with the situation. That's in there, worded for you already, so you don't need to know anymore except read the script. We then have the rulers of confidence, willpower, self-image, self-esteem, patience and trust. Essentially, the script's there, you just read it, but this is getting them to imagine a measuring stick, a ruler that goes from 0 to 100 up here, being 100%, and it's almost like it's a thermometer with mercury in, and the higher the number, the better it is. Now obviously at the moment, it's not at 100%, we know that. When they arrived, it wasn't at 100% for the self-confidence, self-image, self-control or self-esteem. We know that, otherwise they wouldn't have had a problem. So we like, in a way that feels right for them, to heat up the mercury, whether it's using a blowtorch in the mind's eye, a lighter, a bonfire, whatever, so that it rises up through the numbers from 30 to 40 to 50 to 60 to 70 to 80 to 90 to 100. It's scripted perfectly for you here. Till it gets to 100%, then we get them to visualise in a way that feels right for them. Locking, gluing, welding, cementing it, bolting it in place at 100% so it can never drop below that. We then have the TV set to get rid of the past, where we tell them that, you know, the measuring sticks vanish, but now they notice in the distance a television set. And on that television set is an image of themselves as they once were in the past, disassociation. When they used to be, whatever, fill in the blank, yeah? But that's how they used to be in the past. So now imagine going up to the television set, and if they do, and it becomes louder and clearer, it feels bad inside. They don't want any of that anymore. Let's anchor some pain and pleasure. We've already covered it. So to get rid of that completely, to know it's gone completely, imagine turning down the volume on the television set until the sound's gone completely. Embedded command, gone completely. And now turn down the brightness on the television set, so the image gets darker and just fades away. Gone completely. And you go through the different TV controls, and then you say, well, somebody else, you know, it's worded far better than this, but in fact, just let me give you an example. I'll just go from somewhere in the middle of that bit. And as you realise this, it's time to turn down the volume on the TV. So imagine doing this now. Then just imagine turning down the colour and contrast. So the image of how you once were disappears, gone completely now. As we realise that image has gone forever. We no longer need that TV set switched on, so just imagine turning it off. So the power's gone completely. Yes, That's perfect. And now as you relax more, just imagine unplugging the TV set from the wall. And as you do, realising that you yourself have now said goodbye completely to the past. And how you once were is finally just realise now you can imagine blowing up the television set with a large bomb or whatever feels right for you. So it's completely destroyed, completely gone. And these things that once bothered you can never ever bother you again now or any time in the future. As you relax more with every second that passes by, every breath you take, until it segues back in. They can fill in the blanks and make that so personal to them. That's why you only need one script. Next is future pacing, or implanting a positive new future. As I call it, mirror to install new future. This is getting them to imagine a full-length mirror, but a calm, safe, secure one. And if they want to stop smoking, you don't want them to imagine a mirror and find out they've got body morphic disorder and they're looking at themselves. So you say it's a calm, safe and secure one in a way that feels right for you. As you look in that mirror, you see an image of yourself a week from now, a month from now, a year from now. With all these positive changes having grown stronger, more permanent, more positive, and you feel so good as you walk towards the mirror, and then it goes through a script where you get them to imagine reaching towards the mirror, then realising it's like the mirror from Alice in Wonderland, because as they touch it, the hand starts to go into it, and they can walk into it. When they get inside it, you talk them through that that's actually a suit of armour, not a reflection, and they can climb inside it and put the suit of armour on, so that they become the positive new them, and they've got armour against any negative criticism and all this kind of stuff. That's all covered with the mirror to install the new future. We've got pain and pleasure suggestions in there as well, worded in such a way they apply to anyone and they fill in the blanks. And then of course the major pulse hypnotics, you listen to the audio CD every day for the next 28 days, which will brainwash them and give them positive reinforcement and gratification and help with the love, wanted, needed, appreciated, cared for, cherished and valued and all that stuff. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice! So we've got 15 minutes.
What's the secret tricks?
Secret tricks, yeah, I'll tell you about them because we haven't got time for everything.
Okay.
Secret tricks for smoking and for weight loss. Now, the thing is, smoking and weight loss are by far, unless you do your marketing right, if you do your marketing saying you're a phobia specialist, you're just going to get phobia clients, simple. But if you were to concentrate on the smoking and weight loss, it's a massive market, or these days it could also be the vaping market, because that's taken off, you know. A couple of tricks. Smoking-wise, for smokers who smoke cigarettes, you can buy what they call cigarette tubes. They look like filter tip cigarettes, but they're empty inside. And you can get a little machine that enables you to put tobacco inside, rolling tobacco. And then it looks like a filter tip cigarette. If you fill these with a random mix of 6 different incredibly strong pipe tobaccos that you get from a tobacconist, they look like a normal cigarette, but they taste like donkey shit. For real. So if you suggest to the client, you know, do hypnotise them quickly, I've used this on TV in the past, hypnotise them quickly, say that it's going to taste like donkey shit, they no longer need one, crave or desire for cigarettes or tobacco, wake them up then, as is law now, take them outside, because you're not allowed to smoke indoors here in England for sure, and give them apparently one of their own cigarettes, which in actual fact is the fake one you put into their cigarette packet they've given you while their eyes were closed. When they light up on it and inhale, it will taste so repulsive they will probably be genuinely physically sick. Trust me, and that's called aversion therapy. That will create such an anchor in their mind that they will think, said it would, I imagined it, it became reality.
I think that's awesome.
Fork and...
But you need 2 of the rolling machines. You need 2 machines. Normal size, king size, and super kings.
Yeah.
There's 3 of them, because you don't know what size cigarettes they're bringing. So once they come, you say, bring all your cigarettes, smoking paraphernalia with you, so you can throw it away and say goodbye to it once and for all. And then once their eyes are closed, you can get the appropriate sized, ready-made fake cigarette, put it in their packet. So then when you bring them round, you go, you know what, let's just make sure this has worked 100% for you. Let's go outside. I'll just light it up, and they won't notice that it's not one of their fags. It's come out of their packet. Why would they think for 1 minute you put a dodgy cig in? It's a trick I've used now and again for TV. Not necessary for normal clients, but when you need to apparently get a result very rapidly. Useful. One other technique I did used to use for smokers, unfortunately, it's not as effective now, but it's still okay. Now that in England they've got bloody doors and shutters over where the cigarettes are, so you can't see them. And also they've stopped people selling cigarettes in packs of 10. They're only available in packs of 20 now. So you can still do the same thing, though, because I never allow a client to book in with me without making them wait for at least 28 days. Because obviously if I'm that good, I'm booked up in advance. So you've got to make them wait. So you book them in, they made a commitment, you tell them, put on your calendar the date you're coming to me. If it was for smoking, I'd say, write on your calendar, day I become a non-smoker. Or if it's weight loss, day that I start to lose weight. But with smoking, you decide, you say to them, right,